Hello, and welcome to the Tavern Chat podcast. I am your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, your main proprietor of the Tenkar's Tavern blog. Lest we forget, the Tenkar's Tavern Facebook group, MeWe group, and Discord server. So, today, we have a voicemail from none other than Michael Shorten, otherwise known to us long-term, old-school OSR guys at the Chgowiz. I had no idea that Michael had his own podcast up. So I have to add to my list of listening. And without further ado, I'm going to step away and let Michael pop in. It's about surprise in AD&D, the episode I just did a few days ago. Michael, take it away.
Hey, Eric, Michael Shorten, Chgowiz from Dungeon Master's Handbook. Enjoyed the episode on AD&D and surprise complication. Gotta admit, I learned something new that when you're rolling for surprise on AD&D, you're actually rolling to see if you yourself are surprised, not if you've surprised the other person. And that kind of brings in something about AD&D itself. It's not necessarily that it's complicated, it's that the way it's presented really overcomplicates it. I'm actually going to be doing a podcast episode where I talk about that AD&D combat really is far simpler than most people make it out to be. I'm definitely now going to cover surprise since your episode helped me to realize a little bit of something that I've been doing wrong. Anyway, enjoyed the episode, and we'll talk to you later.
Michael, thank you for calling the show. I really do appreciate it. And you are right. AD&D First Edition complicates things way more than they need to be. And they really aren't as complicated as they appear on the surface. And that's why things like Osric cleared up a lot of stuff. And the D&D surprise, the example is just a piss poor example, because before you give an example of an extreme version, you should be given an example of how it normally plays out. And then just, go from there. But that in and of itself is a problem with 1E. The player's handbook is actually put together pretty much straightforward. We got a little wonkiness. Right away, we break the rules that are established about dual classing by introducing the Bard class, which requires you to actually have 3 classes, 2 classes before you move on to the specialized one. But neither here nor there. But the DMG is a hodgepodge. It is different systems for different combat. We have the regular D20 system, roll high to hit, right, with the attack matrix, and then we have overbearing and pummeling, which have nothing to do with it. And then, all right, go back to the player's handbook. We got psionics, which has nothing to do with standard combat. Mind flayers. Mind flayers will attack psionic players differently. This is, of course, in the Monster Manual, which is why AD&D gets a little wacky, because all these little quirks are spread out. But if you are a psionic character, with the ability of psionics is just one of your extra abilities, you will be attacked with, I believe it, I'm not even sure, is it Mind Blast? But if you are not psionic, you get attacked by a regular, more standard, save versus ability. And I think that is because a lot of the stuff that was thrown into AD&D, although it's supposed to be, quote, the system that is run by the book, was stuff that Gary found interesting. I don't think it was stuff that he would necessarily include in his games, but he found it interesting and threw it in there. And it was a lot of house rules, basically. The AD&D 1E game, when you include the DMG, becomes a lot of house rules. And really, in the Dungeon Master's Guide, what do you really need from that book to successfully run a game. You need the combat charts. You need the saving throws. What else do you need? I mean, if you look at my DMG, those are the pages that are, grease stained from my fingers, some soda spilled on it. Those are the pages that took the abuse. Magic items were fun to read, but you didn't need that to run the game, right? The actual moment-to-moment running of your game, the attack matrices, save and throw tables. And then when you got, your DM screen, did you even need that? You could leave the DMG in your bag and not take it out of the table unless you really had one of those rule situation where you're like, oh, okay, well, how do we figure out falling damage again? That's right. The first 10 feet is 1d6, but the next 10 feet actually it's 2d6. So now you're taking 30 for falling 20. It's like, oh. That's when you have to pull it out. Like, oh, saving throws for items. You failed your save against Fireball. Now all your items must save. Stop the game as we spend 10 minutes rolling for see which of your items made the save or failed their save. There's a lot of little strange little crinkly stuff in the DMG. So I'm looking forward to what Michael does in covering combat and the 1E DMG and whatever else the Chgowiz covers from, especially the DMG. That's the one of the first edition core 3 books. The Player's Handbook, like I said, the wackiness of psionics, the wackiness of the Bard class, they're appendixes. You can ignore them. But the wackiness of the DMG is throughout. It is included throughout, and I would really like to see somebody else attack that and get their perspective. So I'm not saying it's a challenge, Mike. I'm just looking forward to it if you do it. So again, thank you for the calling. Folks, today is Black Friday here in the United States, which means huge sales. So I'm going to tell you how you can do some huge sales. If you like Frog God Game products, good products, right? But they're expensive. Well, Frog God Games is running a sale, 35% off, including print. Done a lot of stuff. Not everything, but on a shit ton. Now, if you go to Humble Bundle, and I would love it if you use my Humble Bundle link, it's at TenCarsTavern.com. Just there's a link for it. It'd be great because you would give me a few coin by using the link. But if you go to Humble Bundle, there is currently a Frog God, or an Orcus 5e Christmas special bundle. And it's not just Frog God, it's also Tunnels and Trolls and Kobold Press and a few other smaller publishers. But for as little as $1, you can get a one-time use coupon for 30% off. It stacks with the 35% off print. Now, this is retail. Retail, when you add percentages, it's not like your regular math. It's doing percentage multiplication in turn. So what it comes out to be is 59% off if you use those 2 codes. The Necromancer grab bag of at least $200 worth of classic 3.0, 3.5 Necromancer releases. That's all out of print stuff. Some of it's rare. Normally, you guaranteed at least $200. That's cover price of this stuff. It came down to $91 using the 2. And it was the only thing I didn't have. I have all the sorts of wizardry shit. So, number 1. And if you hear this and you hop on this real quick over on Amazon, they are selling the 2019 iPad, the 10-inch iPad. And they are selling it for $249, regularly $329. I believe this is only today. It could be the whole weekend through Cyber Monday. I don't know. So I'm doing this. It's going to be up by 11 o'clock. You check if you're interested. I've never seen an iPad go that cheaply. It is 10.2 inches, Wi-Fi, 32 gigs, space gray. I mean, you can't beat that price. So I'm going to look for. And Troll Lords also has a sale. Now this one you have to use a coupon, so it's not going to be stackable with the other coupon that you're going to get from the Humble Bundle. But there is a 25% off coupon, and if you spend $20 to $49.99, you get an extra 10% off. $50 or more, you get a whopping 20% off. Again, I believe that's going to be retail math, so that would be about 32, 33% off between 20 and 49. And Jesus, oh, I hate retail math. 20% on 25. God, like 40% off, I guess. If you hit 50 or more. Don't quote me on this. But in any case, seriously, great deal to be had. Do it. You know you want to. Do it. I love my iPad for my PDFs. It's just a beautiful way to read them. And I think with the new update, I'll be able to blog post. Yes, blog post from my iPad. So I will be trying that over this weekend, see if that is true. So we shall see. All right, folks. I hope your turkey was good yesterday. I hope your leftovers were even better today. As always, be safe. Be well. God bless. Roll those dice. Weather's going to be kind of crappy in a lot of places in the States, at least over the next couple of days. So seriously, don't go out in that snow unless you have to. All right, folks. On that note, I'm out of here. Laters.